Let's go, people. What is up? Hey. People are owed reparations. Reparations now. All my Johnsons. Wolfpack. Big K.
Ayo, wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down for the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause. Pause like 10 black, overwhelmed, but I gotta get my wits jacked. We be preaching to the choir like a hymn track, but we gotta make a dent, get the rich back. Laying in the street, we got brothers that overdosing, trying to help the poor with their handicap and emotion. Both parties suck, take a minute and let it soak in. They don't give a fuck, they be locking you up and smoking. Both parties suck. Johnson, what they serving up is a lazy concoction. Spit it in a face. Johnson, what the fuck you do with a snake when you boxing? Wanna fall in line with the face is an option. I'ma stand for mine, I'ma ride with my conscience. If you want the right, I'd advise you with caution. When they get the chance, sell you out like an auction. Fucked ins like controlled opposition. Comes down the boat and they roll their position. Top down, yeah, I'm sold on the mission. I ain't bring a coast, I'm searching for friction. Apologists figure these raps give me conniptions. They be out here serving their donuts like a religion. Calling out these blasphemous promises, my addiction. They ain't got no soul, yeah, they sold it out for a pension. Wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down for the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause. Ayo, time. Fuck conservative, Ronald McDonald. Clean, but you look and you sound like you off of the bottle. White boy dress for the follow. You can see through the grip, so you need to let off of the throttle. Try the right, we can side, let us have us a top. Be a man, we can walk through the basics. You ain't getting shot, just talking about race. Motherfucker, you get shot for being racist. Yo, say you spitting facts, you clearly be in your feelings. Quoting Ben Shapiro, what else the fuck you consider? See, we didn't free the slaves, and you acting like we the same. Like we're signing effects, same thing, you fucking idiot. Right-wing frauds really made me belligerent. Educate America, overcoming the ignorance. Big homie black, show you bitches the difference. They ask us for jobs, blaming it on the immigrants. Bro for initiative, hold the line with the wolf pack. Giving me a shot, I blew through him like I'm a fullback. Riding from inside the center, where your soul at. Can't distract blast, cause homie be full of bullcrap. ACAB, yeah, I'm bending the law. Yeah, the system is broke. If you need this and ours, need divine intervention. Need it fixed by the gods. Hold up, I'ma need to catch my breath. Pause. Wait, hold up, pause. No debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down for the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause.
Oh man, not enough time, Johnson. Not enough time. But we go anyway, Johnson. We go anyway. We okay? A little bit more light, maybe. There it goes. I'm over here glistening. What's up, people? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to Pause with Tim Black. This is a show where for about an hour, we get real black with it. We get black, so black you can't see your hand in front of your face. We don't pull no punches. We don't tell no lies. We get to say it with our chest, Johnson. And we get to say, you don't like it? Tip on out the door. Get to stepping, Gina. That's what we get to do. Now, so, anybody who's tuned in right now, thank you for tuning in. You know what you're prepared for, right? Get ready for this. Also, I'm a big-time supporter, a proponent, an advocate, and a preacher for a black agenda. I unapologetically support a black agenda, and I unapologetically support cutting the check. So with that, cut the check. Cut the check. That's right. Okay, so tonight's our topic. Our topic is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's the closer, and what mofos get wrong. What you get wrong about Dave Chappelle, the closer. All right, so we're going to get into this, guys. You get it wrong. You are getting it wrong. I'm looking around at people, and they're getting it wrong. They don't understand, Johnson. They're not in tune with it. Okay? So let's bring people up to speed. Dave Chappelle had a comedy special. If you didn't see it on Netflix, this is his last installment on the contract he had with Netflix to sort of round out his contract, okay? It's the closer because it's supposed to be, in my opinion, one continuous conversation. Okay? And this is the finale of this group of work, this body of work. Now, when you put that in context, automatically I'm seeing people making comments about the routine that didn't put it in context. They didn't even recognize the title. How can I take you seriously as an analyst of this situation if you don't even take the time to read the title of the stand-up and look at the fact that he had a contract with Netflix and say, oh, the closer, and this is his last one. So he's talking about some of the things he's already talked about because this is the bookend to that conversation. So one of the first things people get wrong is they don't realize this is the end of a conversation. The second thing they get wrong is they forget the context. They have no context of what they've been talking about or what Dave's been talking about or what they're even trying to critique. So those are a couple things people get wrong off the bat I'd like to correct. Don't tell me you understand and come with these deep dissertations and rantings and all this shit all over the place, talking about Dave Chappelle's stand-up, and you don't even understand what he's trying to accomplish here. Third, the next thing that people get wrong about this is Dave ain't a comedian no more. Nah, man, Dave ain't a comedian no more. Now, there's good and bad points to this. Dave crossed over the world of just being a comedian a long time ago. He is no longer considered a comedian. He's something much more than that. Now, is he perfect? Hell no. But he has outperformed. He has performed at such a high level for so long. He has transcended his role, as in he has surpassed the level at which would be normal. He has far surpassed this level of just being a comedian. He ain't a guy just coming out telling jokes. That's why everyone's talking about his material. Now, there's good and bad things about this. Obviously, that means the critiques are going to be not just from the level of just being a regular comedian. Yeah, because comedians get to say anything they want. Well, pretty much anything they want because they are comedians. You never know if this is really a joke, this is how he really feels, or is this just a punchline? It's kind of hard to ascertain which one. And that's the beauty of being a comedian. You can say things and then always say, well, hey, I was just joking. Those things I said about women, I was just joking. I don't really, these are jokes. These are jokes. And Dave will say that from time to time. But in reality, Dave is beyond just being a comedian, which could come back to bite you as well. Because you don't have that get out of joke-free card anymore. Now people want to know what you meant. And now people are taking your words as statements, as declarations. And some people may be taking your words as a call of action, which is some crazy shit. It's amazing that there's some people would take Dave Chappelle's words as life-threatening, but they dismiss Donald Trump's words. Amazing. They let the president of the United States say reckless shit. Every time his mouth touched the podium or a mic, every time he was on TV when he tweeted, they took his words with a grain of salt. But Dave Chappelle, oh my God, what's this nigga talking about? We gotta take this serious. I shit you, I literally saw people losing their minds today. They hold a comedian to a higher standard than Trump, than the former president of the United States, than Congress people even. They hold Dave Chappelle to a higher standard than Congress people, and senators and freaking reporters, than Fox News, Rachel Maddow, Tucker Carlson. All of them have been to court, been sued, and at the end of the day, it's like they couldn't be sued because the judge brought the defense that they have an entertainment show, that you should take their what they say in the show with a grain of salt. No, I'm being serious. I'm serious. They shielded themselves from liability because they claim this show is just for entertainment purposes only. These are news people we're talking about. But people take Dave Chappelle, a comedian for almost 30 years, they take his words verbatim. I just say it's amazing. That's part of the reason why I say Dave Chappelle is not a comedian anymore. He can't be a comedian anymore if you're going to hold him to that type of standard. Anybody ask him if you want to be held to that kind of a standard? No. And I'm not saying that matters because you don't get to control how other people take your work. All I'm saying is, it's just what it is, okay? Another thing people get wrong about Dave Chappelle, I hear people critiquing Dave Chappelle saying, well, this guy has all this money, he's making all these statements. How dare he make these statements? How dare he say these things? He's punching down. Nah, man. Nah. Dave Chappelle's a black man in America. I know you want him to be all-powerful. That don't exist. It just doesn't exist. I'm sorry. I know you wanted to say, oh, he's rich, he's got money, therefore there's no way that he could be punching up at these people in groups. Man, these groups could. Dave Chappelle is fire retarded. He's still flammable. He's still flammable. His money can still burn. You get what I'm saying? So I understand where you're kind of going at it with this, but no black man is immune to being taken down. All it take a couple of well-placed women from 30 years ago to make certain allegations and poof, Dave Chappelle be out of there. So kill the noise, okay? Just cut the bullshit, okay? I tell you, man, people just want to be on, they want to be on some weird shit. Okay. Dave Chappelle made some statements. He made some statements that people didn't like. And there I go, I said statements, I should have said jokes, because it's a stand-up comedy routine, right? But even I'm caught up in this because Dave Chappelle, like I said, is beyond comedy, right? Some of the things they said, Dave Chappelle was hostile. That he's being hostile to the LGBTQ community. That he's being hostile to transgender specifically. This is where you get it wrong. Dave Chappelle's being a human being. Yeah, he's being a human being. A fallible, jacked up, opinionated, off base or on base, sometimes on base, sometimes off base human being. That's what he's being. He's being a free man on stage. I know that troubles some of us because, particularly black men, we're not used to black men being so free. I'm somewhat troubled at the number of black women I see today pretend that black men have so much agency in America that they could be free. What you're seeing is a black man free, walking around butt naked on the stage, grabbing his junk. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing Eddie Murphy. You're seeing Eddie Murphy. Remember Eddie Murphy used to walk around. Some of you are as old as me or almost as old as me. Once upon a time, Eddie Murphy. He was a young Eddie Murphy. He did Delirious. He wore a tight leather suit. Is that the one, the tight leather suit, or was it Raw? No, it's Delirious. It was red. He grabbed his Eddie Murphy and he walked around stage. And he did not give a damn. That's what you're seeing Dave Chappelle do. But he's not grabbing anything. But he's still grabbing it. You understand what I'm saying? He's being a man. He's being a black man, outspoken. Now, I know this is what people get wrong because a lot of people don't realize we never get to do that. And those of us that do get to do it become famous. Those of us who do get to do it have a moment of being free in the world. Being totally unbridled. No holding back. It's what I do on this show. Why do you think I'm addicted to doing this show? I get to be free. I'm free in ways I've never been free in any other business, any other thing I've ever done. I make I make me proud just by being free. I look at other people and I say, wow, free black man. You know how rare it is to see a free black man in this business of talking to people? You have no idea, first of all, of what that even is. If you're a white person, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Of course you're free, Tim Black. I was never free, Johnson. Never. Dave Chappelle is as close to free when he's doing these stand-ups as any person could be in America, as a black man could be in America. And that is a powerful thing. And people live through that. People feel it. It covers up a multitude of sins and transgressions and misstatements. Punchlines that don't exactly land the way you think they should. It covers over unpopular opinions. It's a bomb for unpopular opinions. It makes crooked seem straight. It makes a bad shape up look like an artist did it. I mean, if you don't understand what I'm saying, I want you to try. Dave Chappelle comes out on stage and he goes after groups of people that for the rest of us would seem impossible. Like this is a walk on hot coals with gasoline on your feet. And he does it time and time again. Some people say Dave Chappelle is being hostile towards LGBTQ and transgender folks, and he's not. Well, maybe a little. Let me explain. See, a lot of people don't get this. I'm not rich at all. I'm nowhere near it. I'm working stiff. I take 2 weeks off this job, it's a wrap. I'll be fixing someone's computer or something. I'll be working at a supermarket. You understand what I'm saying? And I've been doing this 10 years. Here's the deal. And I'm only slightly exaggerating. Let's start selling shit at least. Dave Chappelle. Even me. There are times when I was watching this special. And he started talking about LGBTQ. And I'm like, Dave Chappelle, why you keep talking about LGBTQ? Let that shit go, Johnson. Let it go. Why are you staying there? There's so much more to talk about. Why are you fixated on talking about this? And I figured it out. I'm not going to give you the cop-out that it's just a joke. I turned to Mrs. Black. I said the same thing. I said, Dave Chappelle's fucking up. He keeps talking about LGBTQ people. He keeps talking about trans people. People don't want to hear this shit. They don't want to hear it, man. They pissed him off at some point. He can't let it go. People want you to move on. Don't stay there. Move on. They don't know what your beef is with them, but move on. They want to be entertained or they want to be informed. They want to hear your perspective on other shit. And if there's a knock on Dave Chappelle, it would be that. And the reason why I can identify that in Dave Chappelle is because the same knock can be made about me. Yeah, when I said those words to my wife about why doesn't Dave move on? Why does he stay there? Why is he poking the bear? People are losing interest in this topic. Why does it keep going there? Let it go. Move on. I shit you not. My wife looked at me and did this. Because I do the same shit. This is how I know people don't understand what they're talking about because they think that's about money. That ain't about money. I don't have money. That ain't the reason why I stay on the topic, because I got money, because I got privilege. I stay on the topic because I'm mad. I stay on the topic because it pissed me off. I stay on the topic because I got triggered for a moment, because I'm a human being. People say, why did Dave Chappelle stay on this topic about trans people? Someone pissed him off. Someone said some shit. Shit, I was on Facebook yesterday and some asshole said, Tim Black, you're radicalized. I went to sleep thinking about it. I'm laying in bed, cannot sleep, thinking about the white guy, and I know he's white, unless he has a fake profile, who said I was radicalized just because I stand up for black people. I could not sleep. I'm thinking of all the things in my head I want to say about this. I'm radicalized because I say we deserve reparations. I'm not talking about people grabbing guns and storming the Capitol. That was his president, the white guy's president, who said I was radicalized. I'm not talking about storming into a church and hurting people that I just worshiped with. No, those are people that vote the same way he does, who share his skin tone, who did that. Nor do I take a gun, travel 200 miles to defend someone's property I don't know and kill 2 people. No, that's somebody that he supports. That's radicalized. But no, all I do is say black people deserve reparations. That's payment of a debt owed for an injury caused from his U.S. government. He calls that radical because I want black people to get something for their vote. You know how livid I was? You know how angry that made me? Hell, I'm so angry about it. This show is supposed to be about Dave Chappelle, and I'm talking about it. And that's how I know people didn't know shit. That's how I know they were off base. They had no call of reference to even discuss. And I know we're all able to discuss whatever we want. But if you think people talk about shit when they have the ability, when they have creative control, you think they do it because they got money? That means you don't understand. You're not truly a creative. That means you're doing shit for the audience. That means you're not or either you're unaware that you do a lot of shit yourself because something got up your ass. Something flew up your ass. You're like, what? So that's what Dave Chappelle screwed up. And that's not even really a knock. I got no problems knocking Dave Chappelle, but I want you to know that's a very human thing that people do. The fact that Dave Chappelle keeps going back to the well that's been dry for at least 2 shows, that goes to show you he's not brought and paid for. Yeah, that's what that proves. This is not a person that would advise Dave Chappelle to go back to that well other than Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is a stubborn motherfucker. He ain't gonna be told what to do. And when you call him radicalized, you call him privileged, or you say he should just move on, he's thinking, fuck you. You understand? And that's his prerogative, because we all got this thing called a clicker. And we should cut that shit off if we don't like it. So that's what I think about that. I think that for that, it's not hostility. It's something deeper than hostility. It's something more. It's primal. It's, you're going to tell me what I can talk about. You're going to tell me I can't talk about black people. Or you're going to tell me I can't stand up for black people. Here I am standing up for black people. Do you know how hard it is to find black men that are willing, and able, not just willing, able to stand up? I was thinking about Dave Chappelle. I was thinking about covering Dave Chappelle. And I wanted to have like a conversation where it wasn't just me. And then I realized I had no one I could share that with. Because most of the brothers I know be too afraid to keep it real. Yeah, they're too afraid they might hurt their careers. Yeah, they're too afraid that they might say something that could come back to haunt them. I don't have brothers that I know that I could have that conversation with that wouldn't consist of me being the only one walking out on a limb saying hard shit while they watch me do it. And that'll be their contribution of walking up to the point where it could be dangerous, and then them just watching me do the thing. And them kind of like doing a back away. Leaning back on me like Fat Joe. Because they're not really free. It's hard to find free black men who are willing to throw white people under the bus when they need to be. and to speak boldly about transgender people with their own opinions and not worry if those opinions are popular or who they're popular with. That's some rare shit. What Dave Chappelle is doing transcends race in a way. You know how I know? Because a white man from West Virginia DM'd me and said, "Thank God for Dave Chappelle. I just watched his special. We need more people like Dave Chappelle." That wasn't somebody who hates transgenders or gay folks. It's just the fact Dave Chappelle appears to be speaking his mind. That's how rare that shit is. That's a white guy in West Virginia where everybody's supposed to be, I don't know, rednecks who don't give a shit. Maybe not, huh? Or he wouldn't get a visceral release from Dave Chappelle talking that shit. Get it? So Dave has money. Dave is rich. But Dave rides for black people. He rides for black people and he's unapologetic about it. Oh, how quickly we forget Dave Chappelle talking about people voting for Donald Trump. White people voted for Donald Trump. Who does Dave live around? Poor white people. And what did he do? Criticize poor white people. That's ballsy, right? All of a sudden, everybody forgets that because he made some jokes about LGBTQ. They forget the guts it took to do that. I don't think he hesitated. He showed no sign of flinching when he did it. There's some things that Dave gets wrong. Don't get me wrong. Well, I'm not going to say gets wrong. It's no getting it wrong. There's some things Dave said that I don't think that I don't even say I agree or disagree with him. It's a fucking show. Dave Chappelle, this is something that I don't even know the right words to put it. This is something that I caught. And if people are going to make an issue, I can see it. Put it that way. There are black trans people who disagree with Dave. There has to be. Dave should acknowledge that. They should acknowledge this ain't just a white trans or white LGBTQ issue. Because they're black LGBTQ. They're black gay people too. No disrespect. I'm having a hard time getting the words out. So he's sort of like disappearing those people. That can't be good. That can't feel good for them. So I got a problem. God damn it, I don't have a problem with it. But I think it's a blind spot. Here you go. There you go. It's a blind spot. But I also think it was intentional because it muddies the waters of his performance. Because it's a performance, which is the whole part we come back to is he's also a comedian. So when people make jokes, they're not supposed to be political statements. Right? It gets murky because he's still a comedian. But I want to be very clear that I understand that there are black people who are LGBTQ. And when you talk about gay folks and LGBTQ people as if they're only white people with privilege, you're leaving out people that don't have it. But there are points that Dave made that I think need to be reiterated because I worked in D.C. my whole life. D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. And it's a very diverse area. And I work with a lot of LGBTQ people. And I've worked with some who were racist as hell. I don't like how society tries to say, well, if this person is a person of color, they can't be racist because they're also marginalized. Bullshit. Black people are on the bottom of everything. Everything good, we're at the bottom. Everything bad, we're at the top. And we get treated horrible by new immigrants who just walked in. We get treated horrible by some gay people and LGBTQ people, as well as some trans people, I'm assuming. I never worked for a trans person. But I worked with some gay people that were less than differential less than polite, less than nice to me. And I hadn't done anything to them. But they treated white people around me very nicely. So that part of Dave Chappelle's act, I resonate with it. But the other things that I realized too, I work with some, there are things that have bothered me. I know this is going to get deep, but we need to get deep sometime. While we're talking about cut the check, we're talking about black reparations, we got to also be able to be honest about a lot of shit. And that's what this show's about, right? Being real black for a minute. There have been times I've worked with someone, for instance, who's told me I'm a gay man. Like, I'm working with somebody, they'll tell me that their status is sexual orientation. They'll say, I'm a gay man, and I'll be thinking, okay. And for the longest time, I wonder why they told me that shit. I never asked you what you were. I don't give a shit about who you are, who you sleep with. Why would I care about that? Why are you telling me this unnecessary information? Excuse me. It took me a long time to figure it out. Now, this is just my opinion. I never really asked why, because it's uncomfortable as fuck, right? But I think I figured it out. At least in a couple of occasions. I can't be sure on all, but at least some of those occasions, what I believe was going on is the brother was trying to tell me, trying to warn me not to offend them. Yeah, I think that gay people and LGBTQ people get disrespected so often. They get dehumanized so often that they tell people their status, their orientation, in hopes you don't break their motherfucking heart. Now, you probably wouldn't just tell anybody. I think you'd tell people that you care about, people that you're fond of. You tell them in hopes that you won't slip up and say some foul shit thinking that there's some other status, that you won't say some foul shit you have no business saying to begin with. And they're giving you some inside information so they can stay your friend. And so that you don't hurt their feelings, so that you don't cross that line, so that you don't say anything. It's not because they want you to know they may be hitting on you. No bullshit. There are dumb guys out there who would think dumb shit like that. I ain't thinking that. I think it's because they were warning me. You're an older black dude, Tim. Don't say no foul shit. Don't disrespect me. Not in jokes, not in kidding, none of that shit. I noticed because there have been people who have said things I thought were fucked up. I wish I could have told them not to say certain shit around me. So Dave Chappelle's not perfect. I'm not going to say he's wrong. I'd say I'd go another way if it was me. Me and Dave are about the same age. We come from about the same area. That's why I get his humor, because of where he's from, because of the age, which is the references, the joke references. I relate to all of that. But I'm not saying he's perfect. What I'm saying is he's a comedian who's fallible, who's a human being, and he gets on stage, and what feels like to me is he's being authentic about his shit. That's what I get from it. Another thing about Dave Chappelle, a lot of people get wrong. I think Dave makes statements. He makes them with authority, but he also makes them with an insight, with a certain point of view for a reason. As a person who delved into comedy for a while, and still like to say comedy adjacent, because I enjoy comedy, I realized that a person works on an act for a certain amount of time. You know, you come up with jokes and you work off these bits. You do them a lot, you do them often, and you improve upon them. It may look like it's spontaneous. What you see is spontaneous. Somebody may have been doing those same bits for a year, sometimes longer. And they've been working that shit out. So when Dave Chappelle goes on stage, it's not spontaneous. Maybe some of the toppers, maybe a way and inflection. But a lot of work has gone into that. And when Dave Chappelle says some shit about how Hollywood works, he's been working on that. When Dave Chappelle talks about the hierarchies, I think he's been working on that. When he calls out these things, he's thought about the repercussions of doing it. See, I get up here, I've been working on this for a month or a week, or even an hour. I say what I think, it goes in here, it comes in here, or it comes from here, comes out there. That's it. Live or die with it. That's what I do all the time. There are some people who do this type of business, who do shows, they got writers. There are people literally on YouTube right now who have fucking writers. I don't even know what that's like. Then when they do something stupid, they act like they just made it up when they got writers to help them write their shit. They actually pay people to help them come up with material and to give them material. And the audience buys it. Oh, I'm just a dumb comedian. A dumb comedian with writers. I'm just a jack-off comedian with writers. Do what you're going to say. You say what you wanted to say. Own your shit. Just own it. Dave Chappelle doesn't get the luxury of just saying he just said that. No, he thought about that. What people get wrong is they think it's spontaneous. There's a lot of ways to look at that. If you like what he did, okay. He thought about it. Does that take some of the luster off? He ain't freestyling like Jay-Z up there. If you didn't like what he did, does that make you feel better? I don't know. You just came up with it? No. I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. Dave is wrong about getting angry and letting it fuck with you. Is Dave wrong about getting angry and letting it fuck with him? I think you got to control that shit. I think you got to walk a line where inside yourself so that you feel good about yourself. I'm not talking about critics. Netflix ain't getting rid of this whole thing for these assholes. They want to boycott Netflix because of Dave Chappelle. That ain't going to happen. It don't matter. He's done. He fulfilled his contract. It's over. This was the last one. You're not going to watch Netflix. Uh-oh. I can't see why that would matter to Netflix. Shit, Dave Chappelle was just at some event right after all the shit hit the fan. And he was there with performed at the Hollywood Bowl in front of Brad Pitt, Tiffany Haddish, and Stevie Wonder. And he dismissed the outcry, saying, fuck Twitter. This is real life. He got a standing ovation. I sound like somebody worried about a person who writes for a show. We'll talk about that in a minute. Some of the people that say that Dave Chappelle should be canceled or thrown to the woods or they want to boycott Netflix or whatever. This person who wrote for, and was the showrunner for Dear White People, which is a show that was on Netflix, I think. Is that where it's from? I don't know. The point is this, guys. The point is, I hear what you're saying, but shh. No one cares. No one cares. Yeah. LGBTQ community wants Dave Chappelle. Well, I don't know if they want. They said that they objected to Chappelle using their real lives, bodies, and gender identity as punchlines in the closer. Damn it. Damn it. I think that's fucked up. I think it's fucked up, and I think it's a necessary evil. I hate to say that. If there's a white comedian making jokes I don't like about black people, what would I do? Well, first of all, there are white comedians that I don't like who make jokes about black people, and what do? I don't watch those comedians. That's what I do. I don't know what else you're supposed to do in a free society. Now, if they're inciting violence against those people, against us, that'd be a whole different story, wouldn't it? But somebody saying something or making a joke that you don't like would make me not want to watch them anymore. I think people's reaction of complaining about it is probably what they should do. It's like, look, I don't have a problem with people complaining about Dave Chappelle. Complain about whoever you want. I complain all the time. If you couldn't complain about people, I'd be out of business, right? So that's not what I'm saying at all. When we start making moral judgments about people's motives, that's when things get a little quirky. Like, I've been criticizing people. There's some people that take that the wrong way. What could I do? What could I say? Maybe I take those people the wrong way. Maybe I'm drawing the wrong conclusions. I don't know. But we are all able to or capable of making the wrong decisions or being wrong about something and being loud and wrong. I don't think people intend to be loud and wrong. I don't think Dave Chappelle intends to be loud and wrong. He could be wrong about something, or you could disagree with it, but that doesn't mean that was his intention. Hey, I'm going to be loud and wrong about some shit. Who does that? What kind of person sets out to hurt people? Some people do. I can think of a couple of comedians who their job is to talk for and speak to bigots, racists. They exist. Just because you don't watch them doesn't mean they're not out there. They're out there. And they make horrible comments about black people, the black community, black culture, black women, black men, all the fucking time. That's another point of Dave's act. Now, is he being real? I think he is. When he says, that's fine. America has no problem with people shitting on black people. But when black people shit on them or shit on others, then there's a problem. There it is. Where's the fairness? So what people get wrong about Dave Chappelle is that the people that watch Dave Chappelle, they don't expect him to be perfect. It's the quality of sincerity that they feel in Dave Chappelle. And of course he's witty and he's funny to them. But that does not mean they agree with everything he says. There were parts of his stand-up I didn't find as funny as others. And there were parts I thought were, damn, that brother took a chance. He made a joke about UFOs. I've never heard anyone make a joke like that before. Being in the business that I'm in, of talking for a living, on politics and social issues, I have never heard anyone say this type of shit. In 10 years, I've heard no one say that type of shit as Dave Chappelle said about UFOs. And nobody in the LGBTQ conversation said anything about it. And that's part of the problem. We only care about our tribe, right? That's part of what makes it fucked up. So when people get wrong about Dave Chappelle, I think he does things to prove the hypocrisy of all of us. The hypocrisy that some of us will get mad at certain things because they're about us, but then ignore shit that's about other people like nothing happened. I think he's smart that way. I think that's part of that's part of the act. That's intentional. It took work to do that. He meant to do that. Glad says that Dave Chappelle's brand has become synonymous with ridiculing trans people and other marginalized communities. Gosh. Yes. Yes. It has. That's what people get wrong about Dave Chappelle. He has been ridiculing marginalized communities. Yes, he has. And we've been doing that in America forever. Isn't that what we've been doing? I don't think we ever stopped doing that. I know there's young people coming up now who thinks this is foreign. America has been ridiculing marginalized communities forever. Where did you think the jokes about black people love fried chicken came from? Black people didn't make those jokes up. What about watermelon? Black people love watermelon. Where'd that come from? Black people didn't make those jokes up. We could go on and on with these jokes. They're not even jokes. So you're gonna tell me the people that you're complaining about, Dave Chappelle's a part of that group, of a people who white people have shitted on for so long, it's not even considered a joke. What did Dave Chappelle say in his special that now it's going to what did Dave Chappelle say in his special that now it's going to go beyond being a joke? It's going to become part of the psyche of America. Nothing. Dave said nothing that was so detrimental to gay people, in my opinion, that for the next 100 years, it'll be used to stigmatize them. I don't think so. I don't think it did. You understand what I'm saying? And if that's the case, it's still a joke. Because the shit they said about us never went away. And it wasn't a joke. And a couple of bits, and I don't want to give his act away, but there are a couple bits in there. Some of them I don't even remember now. And I want to remember them so I can kind of tell them without telling the punchline. They were just jokes. You laughed or you didn't, and then they left you. I think some of the articles and some of the anger are people who wanted to be angry and wanted to be pissed off, who wrote down shit as they watched it, and then went back and watched it and wrote it down. But if they hadn't wrote it down, they would have fucking forgot what they were supposed to be upset about. And that's the hypocrisy. And that's what you get wrong. And those people that are reacting to it don't realize that there's money in that reaction. You reacting to something makes other people money. That's why some people are reacting to it, because there's money to be made and notoriety to be obtained by reacting to shit. And they're so happy. You think this person who none of us fucking knew, who was a showrunner, whatever a showrunner is, what are you, a grip? You know, those people that work on this show, no one knows. You didn't produce the show, you didn't direct the show, you don't act in the show, but you do something behind the scenes. It's called showrunner. I never heard of a showrunner position. I heard a prop person. I heard of the person that production assistant. Is that what you are? People tell you you run the show to make you feel better about the shit job you have. Well, there's somebody named Jacqueline Moore, who's really pissed off about Dave Chappelle. And I think Dave Chappelle helped her career a whole lot. Or she saw an opportunity to be super pissed with Dave Chappelle. Because now I'm saying the name Jacqueline Moore. Get it? And there are people going, yeah, I'm upset. But would you be upset if they didn't say they were upset? Would you be upset? It's part of you being upset because you're upset, or are you upset because they said they're upset? That's the part. And don't get me wrong, anybody has the potential or the freedom to be upset about anything they want to be. But I'm just saying, some people I think who are upset are not that really upset. No, they're not really upset. They want to be upset. Once again, it's lucrative, or it's more lucrative, or there's more opportunity in being upset. And yes, there's some people who are defending Dave Chappelle because it's more lucrative, it's more helpful to their careers to defend Dave Chappelle. I said Dave Chappelle did some things I wouldn't have done. I try not to condemn a person's jokes. Sounds stupid as shit, condemning a joke. But does it go beyond jokes? I don't think Dave Chappelle should have got into the whole J.K. Rowling thing. I don't want to condemn a comedian's act. I don't really want to criticize a joke. I didn't find anything funny about that part. I just didn't. Now, if I would have laughed at the J.K. Rowling bit, then go for it. But that's me. That's all relative to the human being watching it. So Dave Chappelle's whole skit, whatever people want to take away from it, whatever you take away from it, that's on you. But I loved it. I loved it because it's a black man saying how he feels, willing to take the punches. Is he saying, how dare people criticize me? He's saying, no. Keep talking, Johnson. That's what he's saying. And that's what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say it with your chest, mean what you say, and say what you mean. Whether you feel that way or not. If that's your joke, own your joke. That's your bit. You said that, and is he shying away from the criticism? No. So I don't know how you condemn a person who said, this is what I'm saying, I stand by what I'm saying. Whether it's joke or how they really feel, who knows? Who cares? He meant to say it. And when you say shit, there it is. Particularly, people who practice what to say. I'm doing my best to do a good job at this, but I didn't practice this. Hell, I was sitting upstairs trying to figure out what's the pause going to be about. Then I said, why am I looking up shit? Then I said, okay, maybe it's because I want to talk about Dave Chappelle, but I'm not sure how to talk about it. Then I say, well, hell, don't be no punk ass, just talk about it. That's the beauty of pause. And anybody who doesn't get you just talking about it, that you have no control over what Dave does, and neither do they. Anybody's got a problem with that, they have a problem with it. Everybody's entitled to their problems or their opinions, and you're entitled to your opinion. In America, we got white people writing scripts for black people. In America, we got directors directing black actors how to act black or how to do black storylines. Or it's just weird shit that's going on. That culturally, how can white people even know? And don't get me wrong, there's always been a cool white person around or something. Well, there has been cool white people around, but not all the time. Now, when I was arguing with my supervisor at this one company, and why I didn't get a raise as I thought I should get, even though I had a great performance appraisal. And she said, you're starting to make me uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, that's fucked up. Good time for you to say that. I'm trying to figure out why I got 2% instead of 6%. Find time for you to be uncomfortable. You know what would have made you uncomfortable? No one would have avoided this. You giving me goddamn 6% raise instead of 2%. How am I get an outstanding appraisal and then get 2%? Outstanding appraisals get more than 2%. This is bullshit. Anyway. But she didn't culturally, she couldn't understand that a black man could be upset without hurting her. That I could be upset about what's on the paper, but not want to do anything to you physically. Never punched anybody in here. I've been here for years. Why do you think I'm going to hurt you? I have a record of punching people in the face. Oh, we know what it is. So culturally, it's racism or whatever it is, right? Of course not, Tim. You're just radicalized. So what I'm saying is, part of the problem that we have is that we have a society that's run by white people. And if it's not run by white people, it's bankrolled by white people. And what they think about it matters a whole lot. And you got Dave Chappelle. And the story goes, the legend goes, he walked away for $50 million. Because those white people trying to tell him what to do. How you beat that? I mean, how you beat that? We're in a society where people sell out all the time. People sell out everything. Half the people you watch have sold out. You want to know something else that's even more fucked up than that? Half the people you watch and say you support, they're not even sold out. They're beyond sold out. They're worse than sold out. They're outsold. What is outsold, Tim? Outsold is somebody who sells out without being sold anything. They're sold out before they get sold out. Like, before a person tries to buy them out, they already gave it away. They're preemptively selling out just in case somebody wants them to sell out later down the road. Yeah, they won't talk about Dave Chappelle, honestly. They won't say Dave Chappelle's got some good points. They won't, because later on, maybe possibly in the back of their minds, 2 years from now, somebody will have $500 for them or a couple grand for them, and they don't want to fuck it up. Yeah, that's the country we live in. And in a country that fucked up, where people are that horrible. I mean, because look, you expect people to sell out. It's a horrible thing, but people sell out. I respect sellouts, people that are giving money and then they got to make a decision. We poor black people. As a poor black man, as a black man who can't miss more than 2 weeks without some shit getting sold, all these people's lives I help. Right? All this good work I've done. I understand somebody offer you $1 million and you got to go, damn. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. I understand people who come from poor backgrounds or disenfranchised or people that lack resources, making tough decisions and having to decide, I'm going to take care of my whole family. I'm going to take care of my kids and my sick mother, and I'm going to take this money, I'm going to do my thing. I'm not even talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that sell out when no one's offering them anything. They sell out just in case later on down the line, somebody might offer them something, and they wouldn't want anything to screw it up. Like them standing up for people. Like them throwing Biden under the bus or calling Biden a piece of shit or Kamala a sellout. Like I just did right there. You understand? You get it? Well, we live in that country. We live in a country that that's where people operate. That's the way people operate. And do you want to know why people support Dave Chappelle? Because they're willing to sacrifice the gays. And they're willing to sacrifice gay women. And every time Dave Chappelle did a joke about a crackhead, black crackhead, he was sacrificing black people. Every time he made a joke about niggas, to some black people, he was sacrificing black people. But you didn't feel that way. Because at the time, he wasn't sacrificing you. But the reason why we're willing to put up with it is because it takes guts to sacrifice people. Culturally, where I come from, we all sat on the stoop and made fun of each other. Whoever got their feelings so hurt that they cried and went in the house, they lost. But the next day, we come right back out and sit on that same stoop. And what you do is you hopefully got better at your jokes. We used to roast each other as a pastime. So that's where I come from. I know everyone doesn't come from that. My parents finally afforded us to move to to rent a house when I was 13. Some of the kids I was around didn't know about roasting. Remember, a couple of them complained. They said, Tim, you're always talking about people, man. It's like, yeah, it's just jokes. Gut up, bitch. I shop at the thrift store. Talk about that. And then a light went off in his head. He's like, okay, I will. Anyway, guys, Dave Chappelle ain't perfect. Anyone kissing his ass as if he is, they're a sellout and a different kind of sellout. Maybe they want to deal with Dave. Maybe they hope to do shows with Dave. Maybe they want Dave to come on their shows. I don't fucking know. They got this glimmer of hope in their eyes. This is the way I operate, guys. I want you to know. Anyone who gets so upset by what I say that they're going to withhold an opportunity for me, fuck them. I got work to do. Because, see, if I'm good enough, they'll look past it. That's how I look at it. If I'm popular enough, they'll look past it. If you're good enough and it's in their best interest enough, they'll find a way to work around it. Or they'll find a way to get over it. I always think about Howard Stern. Howard Stern went on to do American Idol or one of those shows, right? Got Talent or whatever. They offered Howard Stern so much money that he scrubbed the internet of his work. Yeah, he took down a lot of his comedy because some of his comedy was so horrible and so I don't know, over the top, so X or blue or whatever you call it. I don't know what you call it. But it was so potentially offensive, people probably would have boycotted the show if they saw it. Because it's going to be down doing TV. That's how much money they gave him. They gave him so much money, he was willing to take down his own work and sign a contract. And I figure, anybody that I piss off, if they won't come on the show, so what? If they really want me, they'll give me enough money to take my shit down. And if not, they'll get over it. So that's how I operate. I know everybody doesn't operate that way. I know that I'm unique. I know that I am different. I accept that difference. Let me know what you think about Dave Chappelle. At the end of the day, we got a black man bold enough to say some shit. I'm sorry that some people don't get that that's a very important thing, that that's a rare thing, even for comedians. Yeah, they'll say something about us, but they won't say anything about anyone else. That's why this show is popping, okay? It's because I say shit about other people. Yeah, the Larry Elders and the Candace Woods, they save all their ire, all their fire, all their criticism for black people. That don't cost you shit if you're black. Go after some other groups. They won't do it. Because that's how you get your ass fired, canceled. That's how the money machine stops working. That's how the PIN number gets declined. So that's why Dave works. That's why people won't cancel him. At least not black folks, for the most part. For the most part. I'm not saying I agree with everything, but it ain't for me to agree or disagree. That ain't what a comedy show's about. That ain't what a Tim Black show's about. That ain't what Pause with Tim Black's about. You agree with everything. But intentions matter. At least they should, and if they don't, all right. It's not for you. What you gonna do? Hopefully you're gonna make your own shit and tell them what you think. That's what people did to me when they didn't like what I said, right? They would have made videos. What else can you do? oppressed communities. From an oppressed community. I got a problem with people saying Dave Chappelle is punching down. When Dave Chappelle's doing his show, I don't even feel like he's doing it for himself. I think he's speaking for a certain type of point of view. And for those people from the point of view that he's speaking, that I feel he's speaking from, that is not a position of power, in my opinion. I think he's speaking from the vantage point of black men. And that vantage point ain't a vantage point of power to push down anybody in this country. That's how I see it. Now, people would say, Tim, black people have privilege. I don't know how I feel about that. I never felt privileged. Not a fucking day. But maybe it's something you don't feel. I guess it has to grow on you. All right, follow me at Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Tim Black and that on Instagram. In about an hour and a half, we're going to do Tim Black Show, where we open up phone lines. People call in. They get to speak their piece. It's a beautiful thing. You can call up there and complain about Dave Chappelle. That's how it works. Now, of course, it's not a bigger platform as Netflix, but it's still a platform. And there are people that will hear you. So that's something. Thank you for watching. Share this with somebody. Oh, if you are a supporter of the show, send us your information so we can send you 2 of these wristbands. Cut the check. Cut the check. That's right. Also this weekend, since we started this in the podcast format on iTunes, we're going to do a promotion to get people to sign up on iTunes. So that's going to be coming. I got a big thing we're kicking off on Columbus Day. Fuck Columbus. He didn't discover shit. But you can discover the pause, Tim Black pause with Tim Black on iTunes. And that will be something great to discover. So hope I get better at that. But that's sort of like the thing. That's the theme. Discover the Tim Black Pause Show. Fuck Columbus. He didn't discover anything. All right, I'm gone. I'll see you soon. Thank you, Wolfpack, for having my back. That's it. Shit. People are owed reparations. Reparations now. All my Johnsons. Wolfpack. Big K.
Ayo, wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down for the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause. Pause like Tim Black, overwhelmed, but I gotta get my wits jacked. We be preaching to the choir like a hymn track, but we gotta make a dent, get the rich back. Laying in the street, we got brothers that overdosing, trying to help the poor with their handicap and emotion. Both parties suck, take a minute and let it soak in. They don't give a fuck, they be locking you up for smoking. Both parties suck. Johnson, what the serving up is a lace concoction. Spit it in a face. Johnson, what the fuck you do with a snake when you boxing? Wanna fall in line with the face is an option. I'ma stand for mine, I'ma ride with my conscience. If you want the right, I'd advise you with caution. When they get the chance, sell you out like an auction. Fucked in, like controlled opposition. Comes down the boat and they roll their position. Top down, yeah, I'm sold on the mission. I ain't bring a coast, I'm searching for friction. Politicians faking these raps give me conniptions. They be out here serving their donuts like a religion. Calling out these blasphemous promises my addiction. They ain't got no soul, yeah, they sold it out for a pension. Wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down for the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause. Ayo, time. Fuck conservative, run on McDonald. Clean, but you look and you sound like you out for the bottle. White boy dress for the follow. You can see through the grip, so you need to let off for the throttle. each other right, we beside, let us have us a top. Be a man, we can walk through the basics. You ain't getting shot, just talking about race, motherfucker, you get shot for being racist. Yo, say you spitting facts, you clearly be in your feelings. Quoting Ben Shapiro, what else the fuck you conceal? See, we didn't free the slaves, and you acting like we the same, like we're signing the facts, same thing, you fucking idiot. Right-wing frauds really made me belligerent. Educate America, overcoming the ignorance. Big homie black, show you bitches the difference. They also jobs, blaming it on the immigrants. Bro for initiative, hold the line with the wolf pack. Giving me a shot, I blew through him like I'm a fullback. Riding from inside the center, the way your soul at. Pin strength blast, cause homie be full of bullcrap. ACAB, yeah, I'm bending the law, yeah, the system is broke. If you need this and nause, need divine intervention. Need it fixed by the gods, hold up, I'ma need to catch my breath. Pause. Wait, hold up, pause. No debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you can't to debate. We be down for the cause. I be late on a sauce. Keep us down, hold up, cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause.